All right, welcome back to another project. This thing is a mess. We're finishing up the tower project. Got everything done, but what I did was I just hooked everything up, and to make sure everything worked, I didn't really run the wires. So today, I have to clean up the wires, try to make it look nice. Oh, what is this? Yeah, it is a mess back here. But like I said, I didn't want to put all the tie straps in, put everything together, then find something that didn't work and then have to redo everything. So I just kind of loosely hooked everything up, made sure everything worked. We added 2 screens, a bunch of electronics, radio. We added a lot of stuff. So today I'm gonna route all this, try to make it look nice with the limited space I have. And we'll see what happens. So first thing I'm gonna do, start labeling, start cutting, start pulling stuff out, and yeah, stay tuned. Let's see if we can't make this thing look somewhat professional and not like I jimmy rigged the whole boat. All right, stay tuned. Okay, so my plan, you can see I have no room, my leg's just hanging out here. My plan is what I'm gonna do is add this fuse block. I got this Blue Seas fuse block because as you can see, everything, and a lot of this isn't my fault, so I'm gonna make a disclaimer, but a lot of this stuff just has these inline fuses everywhere. You can't tell what electronics going to what. So I'm going to eliminate all the inline fuses. I'm going to pull all the wiring tight behind the gunnel or underneath the controls. And I'm just going to run the wires that I need up to a fuse box somewhere. That way it'll eliminate hopefully a lot of this mess, because right now if there's a problem, there's no way we're going to figure out where the problem's coming from. So that's my plan. We'll see if it comes, if I can make it work or not. And then the big problem I have is my hydraulic lines were a little bit too long, so I got to figure out, this is going up to the tower, I got to figure out how to push these back under the controls a little bit, because this is obviously just way too much, but there was no real other option at the time. But now I'm in so deep, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it work. So let's figure it out. All right, get to it. Okay, first part done. I got all the networks labeled and removed. There is literally zip ties everywhere. There's about 1 million of them. So now I'm going to start pulling all the power off everything. So every powered item, I'll just set that aside. Then I'll set in the fuse block. Yeah, then I'll install the fuse block, run new power, and we should be good to go. Should be pretty easy. We'll see. Stay tuned. All right, another update. Got everything cleaned up, got all the power that I put in for all the units off. So what I'm gonna do, this is kind of a pain in the butt, but basically this vent, the boat used to have an AC from the previous owner, and the vent was still there. I can't really do much with that hole because it would have to redo the whole dash, which would be a pain in the butt. So I'm gonna take this off like this. I'm gonna cut here, put some starboard, then I'm gonna mount my fuse block to the back of that, so when I stick this in, boom, right there, the fuse block will be sitting right here. I'll run all my wires up here, and then I'll still have the nice cover that'll go on the outside, and it'll look like it was not even there, in theory. So let's see, I'm gonna go do some small fabrication. Yeah, see if we can make it work. All right, we got it fabbed up here, so we'll see how it works. It's gonna fit perfectly in here. And on the other side, it's gonna look just like that. I think that looks pretty good. The best we could do with the space, I guess, actually. All right, let's get it closed up. All right, so there's what this side looks like now. Have the vent still there. And again, on the other side, got the fuse block. Now I'm gonna start wiring it up and should be good. At least be a little cleaner. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I have to get every network cable that is behind the dash currently, and I want all the slack to be able to be hidden either up in that wire loom or back in here. So I have to pull every network cable that I labeled all the way back out. And I'm going to make it a little bit nicer so it'll be hidden up better, because I don't want all this wire behind the dash anymore. So that's what I'm working on now. All right, it's the next day, and I was hoping maybe this didn't look as bad as I left it, but I was wrong. There are wires everywhere. Oh, holy cow. Well, we're gonna get to it. I went to West Marine. There's a few parts I needed. Zip ties, some self-tapping screws. I had to get some heavier gauge wire to run over to the bus panel. I mean the new fuse block. So we're gonna start wiring everything up today. My plan is to hopefully get the fuse block wired first. Then I'm gonna work all the power cables. And then once that's done, run the network cables and we should be done. So stay tuned, see how it goes. Okay, I got the fuse block wired up. Looks pretty clean. Coming back over to the main bus bars. So a couple more zip ties to keep it tied up. The one thing I ran into a problem that I just realized was the dash is no problem because it's like that 1/2 inch thick. But over here on the console, it's only, I mean, it's only 1/4 inch or whatever. So my tapping screws for the zip ties aren't going to work. So I think what I'm going to do is glue a little piece of starboard right here, so that way I can plug in the zip ties and then route over to each circuit. So I don't know, we'll see how that goes. I'm kind of just flying by the seat of my pants at this point, just trying to make it look as clean as possible. So we'll see what happens. Okay, change of plans. I'm gonna run, basically I figured it out. So what I'm doing, and I'm sticking to it. I'm gonna run everything from this side first, and I'm gonna run it all the way over to the back here. It's gonna come up this channel over to the ceiling. I'm gonna run it along the ceiling there. I'm gonna come in here, and we're gonna tie the bundle into here as it comes across, and then I'm gonna feed each circuit that way. So it's the best plan I can come up with. That way it gives this whole front part room for all my network cables, which is gonna be another pain in the butt. I don't know what I'm gonna do with those, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. All right, let's make this happen. All right, I am getting cramped in here. I got my route. So one thing I learned so far when you're gonna do this is just pick a route where you want all your wires to go, run one set, get them all secured, and then you can zip tie the rest and follow the route. So I'll show you kind of what I did. So the first route I took was from the autopilot controller. You can see I came out, came up to the top there, kind of like I had talked about, across the ceiling, over there, and then I ran it to my fuse block. So now I'm just going to follow that route with the rest of the power line. Should take way less time. This was a pain in the butt, to be honest. So keep wiring, see how it goes. All right, it's been a couple hours. It's coming along. It is tedious work, not gonna lie, but it looks way better. There's a couple of things I'm gonna probably tighten up when I'm done, make it look a little cleaner, but it looks way better. Now I know where everything's at. Got the appropriate fuses, got rid of, or freed up a bunch of space, so keep trucking along, see if I can't keep this thing looking semi-clean. But first I'm gonna go smash a couple beers. I'll be back. All right, another update. I got everything wired, all the power. This side, it's still not, I wanted to make it a little cleaner, but nothing I could really do. But it came out pretty nice. Now at least everything's labeled. I have fuses for everything. I know where they're at, and it's starting to look pretty good. So now I got to run the network stuff, clean a few things up, and hopefully that'll be it. We'll see. All right, stay tuned. All right, welcome to another day. This project's taking forever. So we got a bunch of wires still. I got all the power wires wired up nicely. You can see here, got my fuse block kind of how I like it. Probably gonna clean it up a little bit more, but looks way better. But I had to connect everything because I had to run the boat for a second. So I had to just basically quickly throw all the network stuff back together. So today I'm gonna take my time, re-disconnect them, label them, reroute them, and get the networks looking nice. Honestly, this project I thought was gonna be like a day, just make it look nice, because I was kind of at a standstill with my other projects, but it's not. All right, we're done. So here's the final product. Looks way cleaner than it did before. So got all my power going to this fuse block. Everything's labeled on its own circuit. I got all my network stuff semi nice. It was a lot harder than I thought to make it look super clean, but that's all right. I got all my wires running where they should be. Everything's secured. I got my little helper. What's up?
What's up?
And yeah, so I'm gonna power everything on, make sure it works before we button everything up, and we should be good to go. Let's try it out. One other thing I added was this LED kit. It's kind of nice. So that way I have trim tabs on the tower and on here. And it was just a loose wire. So I got these all working, VHF's working, autopilot's working, engine data's working, and I got engine data on all my screens. So working. Yeah, working. Everything's working. So we're good. Kind of a pain in the butt project, to be honest, but looks way cleaner. And like I said, I was kind of at a standstill for my other projects, so give me something to do. And oh, that's one last thing I gotta check. Oh, and the battery in the cell phone charger is working. Let's go. All right, as you can see, not super clean, but way cleaner than it was. At least I know where everything's at now, and I'll be able to troubleshoot. Oh, you can hear my baby crying. It's time to go inside. So yeah, it's one of those projects. I mean, obviously don't take this as the way to do it by any means, but if you want to clean up your boat, you can see it's fairly simple. It's just kind of time consuming, and it's worth it in my opinion. I don't know, I'm more confident now with the wiring, and you learn a little bit about your boat, so if anything goes wrong you can troubleshoot, and overall I think it's a good project. So now this little one's waking up, time to go inside. All right, thanks for watching. I got a couple more projects I'm probably gonna post. It's just fun for me to, when I'm doing these projects, to film them. So if you guys like them, I appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks.